us about the, it tells us, thank you, it tells us about the Digalim, it tells us about the flags, and how each part of the tribe were exactly positioned. So I'm going to do something. I'm going to try and do this. I tried this earlier, and it should work. So let me see if I can do this. Okay, hopefully. Can you all see that? I hope you can. So I thought to myself, you know, I had a little thing. You can see this on actual YouTube. You can see me speaking about the Magen David. Where was the origins of the Magen David? But if you look very, very carefully this week's Sedra, you'll actually find these origins. So I'm just going to draw this for you because this is the Magen David, sort of. I hope you can see that. And, yeah, it's not very good to use this. It's not very easy to use, but that is a basic Magen David. And, you know, I always thought it was something capitalistic or something like that. But if you look at how they were actually encamped, Bnei Israel, this is exactly how it went. So let me just show you. You had the Mishkan in the center over here. So I'll write that Mishkan over here. Mishkan was over here. You had Moshe and Aaron and the Kohanim were over here. They were encamped over here. You had the Bnei Gershon, the Bnei Gershon over here. So I'd like to write it out, but you can't. You had the Bnei Kahat over here, and you had also Bnei Merari. These were all the three families of the Kohan, of the Levium. So you had Moshe, Aaron, and the Kohanim over here. You had Bnei Kahat over here. The Mishkan, the actual tabernacle, was over here. The Bnei Gershon was over here, and Bnei Merari over here. And then you had Yehuda, the tribe of Yehuda, with Yisachar and Zevulun were over here. And then you had Shimon was over here, that's Shimon. And then you had Gad and Reuven over here. Reuven was over here. Menashe over here. Ephraim over here. Right, so let me just get that over there. Binyamin over here. Naphtali. And Asher over here. So altogether, you had all these different encampments of the Bnei Yisrael. And basically, the Magen David was the shape of the encampment, and they would move, starting with Yehuda, right at the top. Actually, he would be more to the left, actually. And they will move all together in that formation. And that's where, according to that parish, that explanation, that will be where how you got the Magen David. I just thought that was quite an interesting thing. And I saw that in a particular sefer called the Dart Mikra. The Kli Yakar also has something to say, why particularly in that order. And he says you've got Torah, which is Yehuda, Anava, humility, and you have Gibor and Ashirut, all moving together. It's quite interesting. Everything has a meaning. Everything has in depth. I've got more to discover on that, and I'd like to perhaps have a look at that. But I thought that was quite interesting. I'm sure you can grow on that idea, because I know that those people from the Satmars and everybody else, they don't use a Magen David, but I think it's much, much deeper. And you know, because they associate it with they associate it with Zionism, and they're not particularly Zionistic, etc. But it goes back much further, and I think that's something to learn from that. Over to you, Leigh. Over to you.
Thank you. I like that a lot, Rabbi.
Yeah,
thank you very much. I like that.
Expand it. You could expand it. It was interesting using the whiteboard for the first time like that. It's quite good actually to do that. Okay.
Anyway, thank you. Good Shabbos. Good evening, everybody. As the Rabbi said, we are reading the Seder of Barmidbar tomorrow, or tomorrow, which is actually the first Seder in the book of Barmidbar, which is the fourth book of the Torah. Now, Barmidbar is as a whole book, which is what I'm talking about, the book of Barmidbar rather than the Sedra. There's the usual things in Barmidbar that always are. There's laws, there's things to do, there are procedures laid out as to how the camp will move. If you go through the book, you find that it's really pretty grim. There's lots and lots of bad things happening all the way through the book. There's very little, if any, good things. You've got Korach challenging Moshe's leadership and his friends. You've got plague. You've got wars. You've got the attempting to curse the Bnei Yisrael through Balak with Bilam and the talking ass. It's just all, it really is bad stuff. And of course, the highlighting things are the episode of the spies, and also the fact that Miriam dies, Aaron dies, and Moshe gets the punishment of hitting the rock rather than speaking to it, of not being able to enter the land. It's all bad stuff. Now it's interesting, it covers about 39 years in the wilderness. The Sedras and the episodes are not in sequence. Lach Lecha, which is sort of chapter 13 in the book, actually occurs, the episode with the spies occurs probably a few days or a few weeks after the episode of the golden calf. So the question really is, why are all these things lumped together in one book? It's just sadness, bad news, argument, all sorts of things. I think the idea really is that all the troubles that befall the people in the wilderness are because they keep comparing to what it was like before in the good old days when they were in Egypt. Oh, we had food. It wasn't easy, but we had food. We didn't want for very much. It was hard, and they also witnessed the miracles. And here they are with the promise of a better life, and nothing's happening. The episode of the spies gave the punishment of 40 years in the wilderness. And that 40 years caused everybody, the whole of Bnei Yisrael that came out of Egypt, with the exception of Moshe and the two spies who gave the good report, that's Yehoshua and Kalev, all the other people died. And so by the time you get to the end of the book, Moshe is facing a people who didn't witness any of the miracles, any of the plagues, the crossing of the Red Sea, or the giving of the Torah. They didn't have a better life before. They are wilderness. And therefore, the whole point of getting to the land became something eaten good. They weren't hesitant about it. And the person to take them was Moshe. And so by the time you get to the beginning of Devarim, Moshe is facing a totally different Bnei Yisrael. And therefore, they will take his positivity, all the things he tells them in Devarim about, these are the mitzvahs, because this God tells you. And then soon after that, you are going to go into the land. It's all a positive outlook. The book of Barmidbar is a book of transformation, where Bnei Yisrael stop being a race of slaves or a slave mentality, but become a people who are full of hope to get to a promised land, a new land, where things can only get better. It must be positive. The word Barmidbar itself has a numerical value of 248, which is the same as the number of positive mitzvahs as there are in the Torah. The people were given everything, every opportunity. The people who came out of Egypt were given every opportunity, and they failed to take it. The generation that were born in the wilderness are the ones that could not go back. They never experienced those other things. And therefore, looking forward was something that was positive, and what all of us as Jews looking to the world, we can't go back. We know the history, but we have to look forward, being positive and thanking God for all the things we have. Shabbat Shalom, everybody.
Shabbat Shalom, and a message there of transformation, which of course is one of the messages of Shavuot. And Shkoyach, thank you very much, Leigh, always well researched, and I love your thoughts. Lovely. And now we're going to have Kabbalah Shabbat, and it looks like it's going to be me. Oh, okay.
It is you. Yes.
Yeah, so don't go away because here it's me. Do you want me to put on the thing? Do you want me to put on the share screen, or yes, or shall we do it? Just let me do it. Okay, let me spotlight for everyone. There we go. Okay, let me put that on. I'm not going to put on the share screen today. We're going to go to Shemit. Yedid Nefesh, which is on page 256, unless you have it in another book. Yedid Nefesh, Av Harachamon, L'shoy Chavdecha, El Retzonecha, Yarutz Avdecha Kamo Ayam, Yishtachaveh Amol Hadalecha, Yerav lo Yedito Secha Mino Fetzuf V'chol Toam Adonai Ziv Ha'olam Nafshi Choyelas Ahabosecha Ano Elna Rafana La Beharos La No Amtivecha Astis Chazek Vesis Rape Vahayisala Simcha Soilam Ofik Yehemuna Rachamecha V'chusana Al Beinahu Vecha Ki Ze Kamo Nichsavti Liros B'Siferes Uzecha Eile Chamda Libi V'chusana V'yatis Salam Igalena Lai Loflois Kavivi Alai Etzukas Shaloi Mecha Ta'yeretz mikavodecha Nagila v'nismachavach Ma'ehov kiva moed V'chanenu ki me'olam Didi yamma mama, didi yamma mama, didi yamma mama, yada yam, didi yamma mama, didi yamma mama, didi yamma mama, yada die, didi yamma mama, didi yamma mama, didi yamma mama, yada die, didi yamma mama, didi yamma mama, didi yamma mama, yo. I love Yedid Nefesh. You know, it wasn't really composed for Shabbat. It was never composed for Shabbat. It was a Zema which was composed for any time. But it has a specific twang for Shabbat. And I think because if you look at it, it looks at the relationship Yedid Nefesh, the Yud, Hey, Vav, Hey, which is the opening of each stanza, which unites us with HaKadosh Baruch Hu, with the Almighty. But there's also this idea of Av HaRachama, Father of mercy, and the child who is running towards the Father, and has all these beautiful metaphors and similes about our relationship with HaKadosh Baruch Hu. I just think it's such a beautiful Zema. It's good for any time. Let's turn over the page 258, Psalm number 95. Noria letso yishenu lekama famav besoyada izmirois Noria lo kiakotol Adonai ומלך גדול הכל אלוהים אשר בידו מחיקי הארץ. וצרפת שרים לא היה שלא היום והוא עשהו, יבש ידו יעשו. פה ישתחווה ונכרע לפניך לפני אדוני ארצנו, כי הוא אלוהינו אנחנו, אמר יסוד וצאן ידו. היום אם בקולו תשמעו, אל תקשיבו לבדכם כמריבה, כי יום עשה במדבר, אשר נמצא אבותיכם בחנוני, גם ראו ואני. בואים ראשונו הכות, בדם ועורמה, עמתי לבבם, והם לא ידעו דרכי, אשר נשבעתי ביפי, אם יבואו נאמנו חסי, שירו לאדוני שיר חדש, שירו לאדוני כל הארץ, שירו לאדוני ברכו שמו, בשר מיום ישוע עשה ספר בגן כבודו, בכל העמים נפלא עשה כי גדול אדוני ומהול מאוד, נבהו הכל אלוהים כי כל אלוהי העמים אלילים, ואדוני שמיים עשה והתוהה לפניו, ארץ וספס מקדשו ולאדוני משפחות עמים, ולאדוני כבוד שמו, שאו מנחה וברך צבאו, ישתחוו לאדוני בהדס קודש, חילו מבוא גולס ומבוא אדוני מלך, אף תקנתיו ובתמות, ידים עמים במישרים ישמחו השמיים, וסוגל הארץ, ידם היום ומלואו, יעלו
What's happened, Morris?
It's frozen.
Would somebody like to carry on till the rabbi comes back on stream?
It's completely gone.
Yeah. David, would you like to take over? No answer there.
For Robert.
Robert, would you like to take over for the time being?
I'll go and get myself a siddur.
Thank you very much.
Where did we get up to? Tuesday or Wednesday? Each time is a day of the week.
Yeah.
Off again.
I haven't turned it
You
on.
have to turn the screen off again. Tell us.
Oh. Right, where are we?
It's not off again.
Try from Psalm 97.
My video keeps going off. It turns itself off.
You don't touch it again.
I'm not touching it.
I think the weather conditions are what's affecting it.
We're there. What do you mean,
Yeah,
whether it's on or
See,
off?
that's all the cricket.
Do you want the tell us?
Right, let's start from Adonai malach tagel haaretz is mechuyim rabim. This is a third psalm of the set. Anan varafel svivav tzedek umishpat mechon kiso. Eish lefanav tzedek uslahit saviv tzarav. Hiru vrakav tevel roatav tachel haaretz. Harim kadon nag namasum milifnei Adonai milifnei Adon kol haaretz. Higidu hashamayim tzidko. V'ra'u chol ha'amim kevodo. יבושו כל עובדי פסל המסוללים בעלילים, ישתחוו לו כל אלוהים. שמע ותשמח ציון, ותגלנה בנות יהודה למען משפטיך אדוני. כי אתה אדוני עליון על כל הארץ, מאוד נעלית על כל אלוהים. אוהבי אדוני, סינורה. שומר נפשות חסידיו, מיד רשעים יצילם. אור זרו לצדיק, ולישרי לב שמחה. שמחו צדיקים באדוני, והודו לזכר קודשו. מזמור של שיר חדש, כי נפלאות עשה הושיע לו מן הזרוע קודשו. הודיע אדוני ישועתו לעיני הגויים, גילה צדקתו, זכר חסדו ואמונתו לבית ישראל, ראו כל אפסי ארץ את ישועת אלוהינו. הריעו לאדוני כל הארץ, פסקו ורדנו וזמרו. זמרו לאדוני בכינור בכינור בקול זמרה, בחצוצרות בקול שופר. הריעו לפני המלך אדוני, ירם הים ומלואו, תבל ויושביה. נהרות ימחאו כף יחד הרים ירננו, לפני אדוני קיווה לשפוט הארץ. ישפוט תבל בצדק, ועמים במישרים. אדוני מלך ירגזו עמים ושקרובים צנו את הארץ. אדוני בציון גדול ורוממו כל העמים. יודו שמך גדול ונורא קדוש הוא, ועוז מלך משפט אוהב אתה. כוננת מישרים משפט וצדקה ביעקב אתה עשית. רוממו אדוני אלוהינו והשתחוו לאדון רק לאו קדוש הוא. משה וירון בכהניו, ושמואל וקורא שמו, קוראים אל אדוני והוא יענם. בעמוד ענן ידבר עליהם, שמרו עדותיו וחוק נתן למו. אדוני אלוהינו אתה איתם, אל נושא היית להם, ונוקם על עלילותם. רוממו אדוני אלוהינו, השתחוו לך הר קודשו, כי קדוש אדוני אלוהינו. מזמור לדוד. אהבו לאדוני בני אלים, אהבו לאדוני כבוד ועוז, אהבו לאדוני כבוד שמו, שכבו לאדוני בהדרת קודש. כל אדוני על המים אל הכבוד הרים, אדוני על מים רבים. כל אדוני בכוח, כל אדוני בהדר, כל אדוני שובר ארזים, וישבר אדוני את ארזי הלבנון. וירכירם כמו עגל לבנון וסיריון, כמו בן רעמים. כל אדוני חוצב להבות אש, כל אדוני יכיל מדבר, יכיל אדוני מדבר קדש. כל אדוני יחולל איילות, ויחשוף יערות, ובהיכלו כולו מרכבות. אדוני למבול ישב, וישב אדוני מלך לעולם. אדוני עוז לעמו ייתן, אדוני יברך את עמו בשלום.
Sorry, Robert. Sorry to put you on the spot there.
Okay.
Sorry, we just had a power cut in our house, and that just knocked us all off. Okay, but we're back on. We're back on.
Came on again before Shabbat.
Yes, these things do happen. They do tend to happen to all of us. Okay, do you want to continue? Or what do you want to do?
No, come, my beloved, it's all yours.
Okay, lechadoidi lehikraskalo, penei Shabbos nekabalo. Lechadoidi lehikraskalo, penei Shabbos nekabalo. Shamo v'zocho, b'diborecha tishmianu, elam yuchad Adonai echad. Ushmoyechad l'shem u'siferes v'lisilo hey l'chadoydi l'hikras kalo b'nei Shabbos nekabalo l'kras Shabbos l'chu v'nelecho ki himeko ha'baracha meirosh mikedem nasucha sof ma'aseh b'machshava techila hey Chadayiti l'hikras kalo b'nei Shabbos nekabalo mikdash melech im melucha ko mitzayim mitoicha hafeicha rav loch shevet b'yei mekabacha hu yachamol alayichem loy chadayiti l'hikras kalo Penei Shabbos nekabalo isna ari meyafaku milivshi bigday sifatecha miyal yad ben yishai beis halachmi kavay nashi geyalo hey chodaydi lehikras kalo Penei Shabbos nekabalo Hisayri, kiva oirech, komi oiri, ori, shinta beidi, kavod Adonai, olayich nikloi, chadoidi, lehikras kano, penei Shabbos, lekabalo, lo sevoshi, V'noisikami Ma'atishtochachi U'mafehemi Bach yechasu Ani yeyami V'nifnesai al tilo L'chadoidi Likras kalo Penei Shabbos Nekabalo L'chadoidi Likras kalo Penei Shabbos Nekabalo V'hayudim shisai shoy sayich V'rachaku koma v'aloyich Yohasis alayich Elohayich Gimsos chosana kalo L'chadoidi Likras kalo Penei Shabbos nekabalo Lai lai la da 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 la 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 Yomim small tifasi V'yasadoi nai taiti Al yadish v'empatzi Nismacha v'nagila L'chadoidi Likras kalo Penei Shabbos nekabalo Bori v'shalom Ateves balo Agam b'simcha u'b'tzahalo Toch emunei am sekula Bori chala L'chadoidi Likras kalo Penei Shabbos nekabalo T'niyamai yadadadadam T'niyamamamamamam Penei Shabbos nekabalo
Oh, Shikor, Rabbi, Shikor.
Yeah,
Baba
sorry,
and also Leigh.
yeah, sorry about the little hitch earlier. Now, I'm going to just add on one or two little bits today because it's all got to do with the with Shavuot And there are going to be some people probably on this who won't get a chance to go out. So I thought I'll just do 1 or 2 parts of Akdamus. One second, please. There we are, almost fell down there. I just thought I'd just do a little bit part of Akdamus just to get a bit of the flavor of it. And this, if you've got an art school machzor, you'll find it on page 266. This is how you're supposed to do it. Akdamus milim v'shaliusu shusa avlo shakilana haman l'shusa bevave today usalas the eftach benakshusa bevale devale v'tare adei lekashi shusa Gavoran al minlei, velociped kilishusa, Gavili lurikiai, kene kol chushosa. So that's a bit of Akdamus. Akdamus actually has the same tune as the Kiddush on the night of Yom Tov. La la vatite lanu Hashem Elokeinu b'yahava moadim l'simcha. And it also has the same tune as the rishus that we do for the Chosen Torah and the Chosen and the Chosen Bereshis on Simchas Torah. I just thought that's quite an interesting little aside. And then there's another thing that we do, which is the Haftarah for the second day. And if I can find it, if I can't, then I can't do it. It goes like this. And it goes like this. It's Yitziv Piskum. It goes like this. Yitziv Piskum, Liyasudagam, Beli by the Vilvil. I've taken the notes a bit too high. There's a Anehama, Baminyama, Defaselin, Abaturin. Kadamoyi, Lagoy Moyi, Kadamoyi, Lagoy Moyi, Negid on the Fikna, the Nurim, Betotalga, no Shlago, Vazipin. Tanu ovolin pedal sakha ma bakashko v'yame shalyan hoylin v'chikin safa v'loy shitafa v'chikin safa v'loy shitafa v'kahanyan le'tami Tamarin. Okay, and it goes on like that. This is very, very old, going back to the 13th century. So I just thought I particularly like that tune. And now I'm just going to finish with Yigdal, which is on page 12. Yigdal Elohim Chai, v'yishtabach, nimtzov yehenei, sel metziusoi, echad v'yen yachid, keyichudo, enam v'gam ein sof liyachdusoi, ein lo damus hagof yehenoi gof, lo nahagoi chelav kedu shasoi, kamon l'chol davar, asher nivra, v'sham v'yen reishis l'reishis. L'chol noitza, yorek atulaso, malachus, shefa nevuasoi, nesano, yalan sheitzakulasoi, sifalatoi, Israel, Soy Torah semon emat beisoy lo yachani pohem velo yamil dosoy liyohi lo hamim lezuloso sofe veyodeya sesorenu mapit lesov davar bekat moso gomer leish chesed כמפעלי, נושאים בראשו כרישוסו, ישלח לקץ יומים משיחנו, לפתור שמחכה קץ ישועתו, משמחה יעל ברוב חסדוי, Baruch Adonai, Shem Tehillah, together. May Simcha Yayel, Baruch Baruch Adonai,
Again to heal us all. Koach, everyone.
Shabbat Shalom and
Koach.
Chag Sameach. Shabbat Shalom. Good Yom Tov.
Shabbat shalom, good
Shalom,
Yom Tov,
everybody.
everyone.
Good Yom
Thank you.
Tov.
Shabbat
Shalom.
shalom.
Thank you, Robert, for filling in. You did.
Thank you very much, Robert.
Thanks,
Stepping
Robert.
into the
Cheers.
breach there.
Thanks for standing in, Robert.
Thank you.
Thank you, Judy.
Judy.
Bye.
Yes,
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom, everyone. See you all in short.